Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. The 2025 MotoGP season is about to take its first major step forward as the official preseason test begins at Sepang. After the shakedown session for test riders, rookies, and concession teams, all factory riders will now take to the track from February 5th to 7th. With major changes across the grid, including Marc Márquez on a factory Ducati and Jorge Martín making his Aprilia debut, this test will provide a crucial first look at how the field is shaping up for the upcoming season. With Marc Márquez joining Francesco Bagnaia at Ducati's factory team, the question of team dynamics is already a hot topic. However, Ducati rider coach Manuel Poggiali has made it clear, both riders will be treated equally as they battle for the 2025 MotoGP title. As two of the fastest riders on the grid, Márquez and Bagnaia are expected to be title contenders, but how Ducati manages them will be crucial to their success. Jack Miller embarks on a new chapter in his MotoGP career as he joins Pramac Yamaha for 2025. Returning to a team he knows well, Miller is determined to help Yamaha regain its place among the elite. With new innovations on the M1 and a motivated team, the Australian rider faces one of the biggest challenges of his career. A familiar face in the MotoGP paddock, Dani Pedrosa, caused a stir at the Sepang Shakedown test, not for his lap times, but for a surprising change in his gear. The KTM test rider was spotted wearing Dani's leathers for the first time in nearly 2 decades, marking a quiet yet notable shift from his long-standing association with Alpine stars. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Following the 3-day shakedown from January 31st to February 2nd, which allowed test riders and rookies to familiarize themselves with their bikes, the full MotoGP grid will now participate in official preseason testing. The Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia will host this crucial test from February 5th to 7th, marking the first joint session where all factory teams will be on track together. Several key storylines will unfold during this test. Marc Márquez makes his long-awaited debut as a Ducati Lenovo rider. Jorge Martín begins his new chapter with Aprilia. Pedro Acosta takes part in his first official test as a full-time MotoGP rider with KTM. While these riders already had a brief run in the post-season test last November, this will be their first extended outing as official factory representatives. The preseason test will follow a single schedule across all 3 days. For international audiences, the local time in Malaysia will be 10 a.m. to 6:15 p.m. each day. With multiple big-name riders switching teams, this test will provide the first real comparisons between manufacturers as they prepare for the season opener. The countdown to the 2025 MotoGP season is officially underway, and the Sepang test will offer the first clues about which teams and riders are ready to fight for the championship. With big moves, new bikes, and intense competition, all eyes will be on Malaysia to see how the grid stacks up ahead of the season opener. Stay tuned for updates as the action unfolds. The arrival of Marc Márquez at the Ducati Lenovo team has created one of the most formidable lineups in MotoGP history. With 8-time world champion Márquez partnering with 2-time reigning champion Francesco Bagnaia, the factory Ducati squad boasts an unparalleled level of success. However, Ducati rider coach Manuel Poggiali insists that despite the star power in the garage, both riders will receive the same treatment. Poggiali, who works closely with both factory and satellite Ducati teams, understands the importance of maintaining balance within the squad. While internal competition is inevitable, he emphasizes that Ducati's only objective is to win. For our part, it is important to try to manage both riders in the best possible way, to give both the same treatment, obviously the same material, and to put both in the best personal conditions to be able to do their best. This is the past, we are interested in the present, we want to win this title. Quote from Poggiali. With both riders hungry for the title, tensions within the Ducati garage could rise throughout the season. Bagnaia, the reigning champion, has established himself as Ducati's leading rider over the past 2 years. However, Márquez's arrival changes the dynamic, as the Spanish superstar is determined to return to the top after adapting to the Ducati in 2024. Poggiali, however, remains confident that both will respect each other's abilities. "I think both Pecco and Marc are two really fast riders, two talents and champions, as they have shown. Ducati's priority will be maintaining a fair environment, but in a championship as competitive as MotoGP, team orders and on-track clashes are always a possibility." Ducati's GP25 is widely expected to be the most competitive bike on the grid this season. Both Márquez and Bagnaia will have access to the latest machinery, as will VR46's Fabio Di Gianantonio, another Ducati-backed rider aiming for podiums. For Márquez, the challenge will be adapting from last season's Euro GP23 to the full factory-spec GP25. The Spaniard demonstrated incredible speed in 2024 on older machinery, but now, with the latest technology at his disposal, expectations are even higher. Meanwhile, Bagnaia will look to maintain his dominance and cement himself as Ducati's clear number one. However, with Márquez now on equal footing in terms of equipment, the battle for supremacy within the garage could define the 2025 season. Beyond everything that can revolve around, there is only one goal in Ducati, and whoever is better will get it. While much of the attention is on Ducati's internal rivalry, the competition from other manufacturers cannot be ignored. Jorge Martín, the reigning MotoGP champion, now leads Aprilia's factory squad and will be determined to defend his title against his former Ducati teammates. At the same time, KTM has shown significant progress and could emerge as a real threat in 2025. With a deep field of talent and multiple manufacturers pushing forward, the battle for the championship will be more intense than ever. It will be a privilege to work with these riders. But at the end of the day, only one will be champion, Poggiali concluded. With Marc Márquez and Francesco Bagnaia both targeting the MotoGP title, Ducati faces the difficult task of managing two elite riders without disrupting the team's harmony. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on whether Ducati can maintain balance, or if an internal rivalry will shape the 2025 championship battle. After stints with Honda, Ducati, and KTM, Jack Miller returns to Pramac, a team where he previously spent 3 seasons. Speaking at the team's official presentation in Kuala Lumpur, Miller expressed his excitement about reuniting with familiar faces and taking on this ambitious new project. For Miller, Pramac is more than just another team, it's a homecoming. Having previously built a strong relationship with team principal Paolo Campinotti, Miller believes this familiarity will be crucial in adapting to the new bike and pushing the team forward. "The fact that I've been in MotoGP for 10 years is a milestone. It's a big part of my life here. I still love the job, just like I did in the beginning. This is a new project with Yamaha and Pramac, but it feels like I'm coming home. I needed this for my career. The team welcomed me back with open arms." Quote from Miller. Miller's move to Yamaha represents both a challenge and a dream come true. Having been a fan of the brand since childhood, the opportunity to ride the M1 is something special for the Australian rider. His first experience on the bike at the post-season test in Barcelona left him eager to push its development forward. He is confident that Yamaha's efforts, combined with Pramac's experience, can restore the manufacturer's competitiveness. A key part of this mission will be the technical innovations Yamaha is introducing for 2025. Miller has been in close contact with the development team in Japan and is optimistic about the improvements coming to the bike. "As a kid, I was a big Yamaha fan, and now I ride the M1. We will work together and bring Yamaha back to where it belongs, at the top. I have had a lot of contact with the guys while they were in Japan working on the M1, and from what they have told me, we have a lot of interesting new ideas and parts to test." With Yamaha focused on closing the gap to Ducati, every upgrade will be crucial in determining their competitiveness in the upcoming season. Beyond the technical side, Miller also emphasizes the importance of team chemistry. Having already worked with many of Pramac's key personnel, he believes this familiarity will help the project progress smoothly. Looking ahead to the season, Miller's focus is on making steady progress and ensuring Yamaha is ready to fight from the first race in Thailand. It's much nicer to start a new challenge like this surrounded by so many familiar faces, rather than having to learn new names. I really feel at home. I'm looking forward to getting on the bike and working hard, trying to take steps in the right direction to be ready for the first race," Miller concluded. With a motivated team, an experienced rider, and a factory-backed development plan, Pramac Yamaha is aiming for a major resurgence in MotoGP. Jack Miller's return to Pramac marks the start of an exciting new journey for both rider and team. With Yamaha determined to reclaim its position at the top, Miller's experience and energy could be key to their revival. The road ahead won't be easy, but with the right steps, 2025 could be a turning point for Yamaha and MotoGP. As the 2025 MotoGP season edges closer, KTM's Dani Pedrosa took to the track in Malaysia for the Shakedown test. However, it wasn't just his role in developing the RC16 that caught attention, it was his new look. For the first time since 2006, Pedrosa swapped his usual Alpinestars leathers for Dani's. Just weeks ago, he was still training alongside Pedro Acosta in his familiar Alpinestars gear. But when he emerged from the KTM garage for the test, the change was evident. The move is yet to be officially explained, but it remains one of the subtle yet intriguing developments from the behind-closed-doors Shakedown test. Despite being retired from full-time racing, Pedrosa remains a crucial part of KTM's MotoGP program. Alongside Pol Espargaro, the Spaniard plays a key role in refining the RC16 before the factory riders return for official testing. His contributions go far beyond testing. His influence can be seen in KTM's steady rise as a competitive force in MotoGP. Even last season, when he made a wild-card appearance at Jerez, fellow riders were quick to praise how Pedrosa still possessed the sharpness and skill that made him a legend in the sport. While Pedrosa's gear change may have been an unexpected storyline, his primary focus remains on preparing the KTM package for the full-time riders. The Shakedown test serves as an essential warm-up before the main Sepang test, where the grid's biggest names, including reigning champion Jorge Martín, Marc Márquez, and Pecco Bagnaia, will hit the track. For Pedrosa, it's another opportunity to fine-tune the KTM and ensure the team remains competitive in the ever-evolving MotoGP landscape. Whether his switch to Dani's signals a long-term change or just a one-off decision remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Dani Pedrosa continues to be a pivotal figure in MotoGP, both on and off the track. As the official preseason test begins, all eyes will be on how KTM stacks up against the competition in 2025.